Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
So actually, have you been to this before, Kat?
I have. I've been in the audience, typically, so stoked to be here now. Yeah.
Yeah. It's my second time here, and I said it last time I came, but I've sort of been in the business for a quarter of a century, and I thought I would feel kind of like a little bit outside when I arrived, and actually I found myself the most comfortable I've ever felt in my career at an industry event.
It's amazing here.
It's such a great place to be.
It's amazing.
So I'm Yusuf Chuku. I'm EVP. I don't know why I'm reading my name off a card. I'm EVP of Client Advisory at NBCUniversal.
We all need a reminder who we are sometimes.
Yes, exactly. And I'm joined by Kat Cole, who's AG1's Chief Executive. So Kat is a seasoned business leader, a sought-after advisor with more than 20 years of operational, brand, and executive leadership experience. Kat's unique ability to merge digital strategies with real-world brand experiences has helped drive success across various industries. And since joining AG1, the company has seen immense growth. And so I'm really excited. So we should just get right into it, Kat. Yeah. So I think we should probably just start with the gut. And it's funny because in business we always talk about like making instinctive sort of gut reactions and all that sort of stuff. But actually, I kind of really want to delve into kind of the often unknown importance of gut health.
Yeah, it's so fascinating, and I like this question. What will we all know as a society in 50 years that will just become commonplace knowledge that will change the way we live our lives, whether it's eat, behave, sleep, interact, that we don't appreciate fully today? And one of the things that is top of the list of the answer to that question for me is how profound our gut health is on our mental health, our physical health, and our emotional health. Our ability to move through the world is deeply shaped by the health of our gut. And we've heard these phrases, gut instinct, listen to your gut. And there's a growing body of research that says the gut is like a second brain. Our immune system lives in our gut. We've heard all of these things. And so this idea of what we know, our knowing, our core, our self coming from our gut, which from a scientific sense is really the gut microbiome, is a growing body of research that will underpin much of health and nutrition. Our product, AG1, is a nutrient and gut health product. It's a one-stop shop, drinkable multivitamin and symbiotic. It's basically the way millions of people wake up and start their morning to drink their daily health drink to get their nutrients and gut health, so the other things they do are more effective. So I think it's true for our bodies that the gut health, the inside, is the most important, but it's also true for businesses. I'm running a business that'll do over 600 million in revenue this year, doing one product in one channel, drinkag1.com. It's very rare. The reason it's that big is because it's helped a lot of people with their gut health and their energy and their immunity. But the business is reaching a maturity now where I have to listen to my gut and we have to listen to our guts of what the next thing is to tap into our place in the world to drive nutrition.
And so I'm married to a public health doctor. And so for many years she's badgered me about kind of what I take in. And I remember she sort of introduced me to this kind of concept of like food as medicine. Like literally the food we take in actually has a massive impact on our health.
Yeah, I've heard a few interesting phrases. Don't give me credit for these. Someone else smart said it. But one is, one way to think about illness, what makes us sick is not necessarily what we eat, but what we don't eat. The missing nutrients in our daily diets, the missing gut health support for lots of reasons. One, our soil is quite depleted. Our food is not as nutrient dense as it once was. Our food is traveling thousands of miles to get to the grocery store. So even if we make the most beautiful rainbow plate of vegetables and fruits and we get our highest quality sources of protein, we are still missing access to either the nutrient diversity or the nutrient density that we once had. Is it the end of the world? No, we're still living and doing amazing things, but we want to live long and strong. I'm 46 years old. I have a 5- and 7-year-old. I want to be around a really long time with a high quality of life for them. And what I've come to understand that now I can't unhear or unlearn is that food is first. Food is medicine. Yet even if I do food the right way, it's still harder to get what I need. And that introduces the argument for supplementation, vitamins, minerals, and gut health support that many of us benefit from in different ways. It creates the market opportunity for a high-quality, research-backed, third-party certified product like AG1 to be a foundation of nutrition.
So often, and I guess everyone here sort of works in business, and business, we're always obsessed by kind of like affluent consumers and how we reach them and stuff. But what I find is we're sat in New York, and there's an interesting statistic. If you get on a train from literally here, the financial district, and you go to Brownsville in Brooklyn, life expectancy actually drops by about 11 years.
Healthy food desert.
Exactly. And what that points to is that there are many people today who can't afford kind of the prices to kind of, whether it's to eat healthily or access to the things that they need. So how do you kind of square that as essentially what is a premium brand in the marketplace?
Yeah, we are absolutely a premium brand. It is incredibly expensive to source the highest quality, most bioavailable 75 vitamins, minerals, whole food, pre and probiotic ingredients. It's insanely expensive to test them for over 500 pesticides, herbicides, including glyphosate and heavy metals. It's further more expensive to blend that without sugars and juices and get it to taste good enough for you to drink it every day so you get the benefits. It's hard to do, and it's expensive. So it is a premium product at a premium price. It's just under, if you subscribe, $3 a day. I'd argue most of our health is worth $3 a day, and we're probably spending $3 a day on things that aren't good for our health, so it's probably a good trade. However, the truth you just described still stands. In many cases, the people who need this the most cannot afford $3 a day. So here's how I think about it. One, the way we shape better products, technology, and services in the world often starts in a very expensive premium fashion, and then it finds its way into the world in more affordable ways. Two, businesses like ours have a responsibility to make sure that we are giving back and investing in the future through nutrition education. And for us, we've chosen No Kid Hungry. It's an organization I've been a part of for 25 years in my previous brands and companies that I've run, and in the last 5 years have provided over 15 million meals to children who don't have access to healthy nutrition at home. So there's a giving and philanthropic element as well as an education element for us, just telling people, look, food is first. Even if you can't supplement, eat as healthy as you can, move your body, spend time with people you love, prioritize your sleep, get outside, outdoors. Those are pillars of health. Then if you have the ability to supplement with high quality nutrients, and if you want to know what to supplement with, please look for third-party certifications. Please look for supplements that are research backed, and then look for companies looking to do their part to do good in the world. So it is tough for me knowing that our product doesn't solve the world's problems, but it is a beginning, and it is an important step for people who are trying to change the world to support their nutrients and gut health in a way that they can rely on as research-backed, third-party certified, and high quality.
Thank you. I spend my life, or at least my working hours, thinking about kind of brands and how they grow. And thinking about kind of AG1's kind of growth trajectory, you started very much sort of born in tech.
Yeah.
And I think the brand has kind of evolved considerably since then. So I'd sort of understand kind of that journey, kind of where you started and essentially to where you are today.
I think for all of our businesses, whether you're here with Amazon or Google or startup or some company at the growth stage in between, the journey our businesses go on as they mature is a challenge, and it requires different thinking at every stage. Just as our bodies mature and it takes a little more intentionality to keep up with the next level we want to unlock in our health and our lives and what we do in the world, the same is true for a brand and business. So AG1, which used to be called Athletic Greens, was created 14 years ago to solve a very specific nutrient and gut health problem, to be a base layer. It was not designed to be the end-all be-all. It is not a meal replacement. It will not pay your taxes for you. It will not take care of all of the world's problems or all of your health and longevity needs. It is a strong foundation. And because it is so high quality, it just grew quickly through word of mouth over 14 years. Then fast forward, COVID hits, the world wakes up to us needing our guts to be healthy, our immune systems to be robust. We got more open to supplementation. So of course, for the entire industry, there was a tailwind of growth, but there were also a lot of bad actors that entered the space who don't have the quality, who don't make the investments. And so we had to navigate that era of, man, how do we stand out from now a crowded space of lookalikes, knockoffs, Me Too's, people who are trying to say it does or doesn't do what we say it does. And that required we build a greater education muscle. Like our marketing needed to shift from just try AG1 to saying, here's the science and nutrition behind AG1. It also required that we lift the industry standards in research and nutrition. So the headline for a maturing business and a brand that has longevity is what served you in the past will not be the thing that exclusively serves you in the future, and the standard of the industry before is not the standard of the industry in the future. So do you want to follow? Do you want to be a fast follower, or do you want to lead? So for AG1, much like other high-quality supplement companies back in the day, we used peer-reviewed research on ingredients, used that with scientists and nutritionists to formulate the formula, and then millions of people have shaped their nutrients and gut health with AG1 since then. Several years ago, we realized using peer-reviewed research on ingredients alone was no longer enough, that for a product that blends multiple ingredients, we needed to start building the team of PhDs and investing millions and millions of dollars in research on the finished blend, including double-blind, placebo-controlled, randomized human trials, which is very rare for the supplement space. Some supplements are tested on no one, some are tested on one person. Ours have been tested on many in clinical settings, and I've got many more underway to show evidence of the benefits. Some people feel the benefits of AG1 very quickly: digestion, bloating, energy, gut health. Others have a stronger, healthier baseline, but they want that nutritional insurance, so they might not feel it in the same way, of course. And so they say, how do I know it's working, right? That's how do I know it's working? Again, it's not gonna pay your taxes, it's not gonna solve all your health needs. It is a foundation, but the proof is in the research that says it produces multiples increase in beneficial gut bacteria, in mineral absorption, and more. So for us, we had to start investing millions into something we didn't have to invest millions in years ago to properly evidence the product and to be able to market those benefits. So 3 years ago, I had to build a team of PhDs. You know how long proper research takes in a clinical setting? Years. It takes years to recruit the participants, to have the third-party institution, to conduct the studies, to process the research, to then interpret it in a way that can be commercialized to the benefit of the customer. And that's even before it's peer-reviewed and published, which takes an extra 9 to 12 months, by the way. So for us, we have made the investments that are only beginning to show up in the marketplace that will take years to manifest itself. But that's what reshaping the industry looks like. But it takes money and it takes time. And most startups and small companies can't do those things in the early days. We're at a scale where we can, and we must. It's also gonna make it harder for people to compete because we're doing things that are tough to do. NSF for Sport, third-party certification that says what's on the label is in the product, that tells athletes, professional athletes, it's free from banned substances. That's why Olympians and pro athletes drink AG1 and not other multivitamins or products that might be on the market. So this idea of navigating an evolving marketplace with more competition means, again, just like for our bodies, you've got to be more serious. You have to prioritize investments that bear out over time and might not show the benefit right away, but will for your company in the future.
It's my wife used to laugh when I talked about marketing research, and she'd be like, literally, you call that research? And to your point, like, real research, particularly in your space, like, it takes years. So no,
it does.
And it's interesting. You're in a category that's highly competitive, and it's not like it's filled with well-meaning people. And so there are no doubt detractors both from competitive brands and consumers out there. You know, lots of conversation online. So how do you deal with I guess some of that sort of negativity that might exist around the brand?
One is, again, I try to connect business to all of us as a person. How do any of us navigate negativity that exists in the world? There's a few choices. One path is we can tune it out, just ignore it. But then that creates a lack of awareness of conversations happening, and it removes the ability to have empathy and to connect and be a part of the conversation. So I don't choose the ignore method completely of critics or haters. I love criticism, there's often something in it that is an indicator of what you could and should do differently in the world. So I listen, I pay attention, but more importantly, just like for my body, my family, my friends, my community, and my business, I focus on what matters to us now, what we know our truth is, by doing a better job communicating our values, our approach, our quality, and what matters to us, and to a degree, moving far beyond the criticism and haters, and just get to work, ship stuff, innovate, do more and do better, and then tell the world about it. So that's what we're doing. We're innovating product. We're meeting customers where we are. Yes, we've achieved an unbelievable scale for one product and one business because of all the word of mouth and repeat customers over the years. People drink AG1 every day for years. I was a customer for 2 years before I ever joined the company. But just because that's gotten us to where we are doesn't mean it's good enough for the future. So we are expanding channels. We are bringing AG1 to meet people where they are in strategic retail. We will be innovating a few additional products to meet people on their life stage journey over time. And so it's not that we're perfect and we're the only option. It's simply we're one of the best. We certainly have evidence that with our investments and our approach. The people who trust us are those whose bodies are their jobs, which is an indicator of quality. And for me, being a new CEO, I stepped into the company 3 years ago as president and COO, stepped in as CEO just a few months ago. I have a responsibility to push us forward in a way that makes me proud. We make a product so good that I am desperate for the people I love to drink it every day, for their energy and for their health, not to solve all their needs, to be a baseline. And that means a commitment to research, quality, and innovation. That, look, again, this phrase, I think all of us have heard, be who you are so your people can find you. That's how we are, that's how we think about growing as a brand. Be who we are so our people can find us. We're not for the people who want a silver bullet solution to all their problems. We're not for the people looking for the cheapest, random product out there. We're for the people looking for the best, to put the best in their bodies, who want evidence and third-party certification, and who are going to do the right things for a daily health drink that are going to support their needs over time. So be who you are so your people can find you as a business, as a person, and just get to work. And so it's not ignoring the criticism, it's understanding it's there, and then focusing on the job to be done for the customers you've chosen to serve.
So, odd anecdote, but many years ago, and I'm going to date myself, this is 1996, I was sat in the media department.
That's the year I graduated high school.
Yes, so I was sat in the media department of an advertising agency in London, and I was showing a TV buyer the internet. And so I typed in HTTP, as we did back then, and put in the web address, and we sat and we waited for a minute or two. And we were waiting for the site to download, and it never came. And I said, oh, it's America, it's online, we're going to wait a bit longer. And he was like, nah, it'll never work. And he dismissed the internet just like that, as a fad. And to be fair, I mean, he was wrong, obviously, but to be fair, it was true that there have been many fads that kind of come and go. And I think, there is no doubt AG1 has seen a certain amount of success over recent years, but just like many things, particularly in the health space, they kind of come and go. So how do you kind of plan to ensure that this brand sticks around, that sort of longevity, particularly as kind of essentially just sort of one product brand?
Yeah, well, one will be, we will build on this incredible, beautiful base of a business, one product, one channel, and as I mentioned, meet customers where they are. So part of longevity or health over time or health span of a person or a business is increasing the quality of life in our years. That's true for our bodies, it's true for our businesses. So increasing the quality of our business is about research, leading the way in clinical research for the supplement industry, third-party certification, being a brand that people trust, evolving our marketing approach beyond the internet to more traditional ways. We just brought in the ex-CMO of Yeti, who is well known for building community, being at the heart of communities, IRL. Like, we were born on the internet, we are a D2C brand. It's time to show up in people's lives. Our run clubs are taking off like crazy. People, have you heard how much people are finding partners at run clubs? Like, there's love being found at run clubs now. We're all looking to connect with each other in real life. So we were born on the internet. We've been marketed on the internet almost exclusively until the most recent years. And now you'll see more of us in real life, like in community, on shelf, facilitating health and fitness and wellness events. So that's how we create longevity for our business. And again, back to just quality, 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 and proof points of that quality. Don't trust a business that says, hey, we're high quality. Look for someone else to verify it through third parties in ways that quality matters to you.
So you've said it a couple of times, and I really like this kind of meeting customers where they are. And so thinking about kind of as you grow and the importance of really understanding customers and their needs. So what do you do to kind of ensure that you are empathizing with them, that you are understanding them?
One of the beautiful aspects of being D2C, direct to consumer, for so long, 14 years, the only place you could buy AG1 is drinkag1.com. As a result of that, we know our customers incredibly well because we have a direct one-to-one relationship. Now, as we evolve, we'll lose a little bit of that, and that scares me a little, that, you know, that barrier between retail. So we've got to make it worth it for people to engage on the site, to get benefits from a community perspective. But we talk to our customers all the time. And what they tell us is, one, profound impact on their gut health and therefore their mental health. I mean, I am quite an emotional and emotive person, and I am in tears almost daily talking to our customers and reading their experiences. And you want to know the best antidote for criticism and haters? Talk to the customers whose lives you're impacting, and it will remind you of your why and keep you focused on your North Star. So we'll maintain that relationship. But we also hear from them, I love the convenience, I love the quality of AG1, but I'm stacking XYZ product on top. Could you make that more convenient? Could you explore it? And there are some of those requests from customers that are in fact shaping our innovation roadmap. Flavors, people have come to crave this taste of health of AG1, but some people want extra flavors or different variety. That taste of green and pineapple isn't for everyone, and so we're exploring flavors. So just listening to our customers, right? Staying close, stay close to the action is a mantra of mine, and so we listen to our customers, we listen to the science, right? Our customers want us to put D3K2 in AG1. We have it separate. Why? Because it's more efficacious in an oil than a powder. I want to put it in AG1 for you, but it's not what's best for your body, so it's in a separate oil. Omegas. Most people should be supplementing with omega-3s, but the best source is fish oil, and we're not going to put fish oil in AG1. It wouldn't taste very good, so we make it separate. That's the best approach. So sometimes we listen to customers and it informs the roadmap. Other times we listen to customers paired with listening to the science and come back to customers and say, actually, I know you want X, but what's best for you is Y. Here's how we've made it most convenient, highest quality, and most trusted. And then you think about this idea of just how do we get people to hear about AG1? We're big, but honestly, this is so high quality, tens of millions of people should be drinking AG1, not single millions. And so for us, it's about getting the word out. And yes, that means modern marketing, influencers, the creator economy, and digital marketing, but it also means community. But what matters most, and sound like a broken record, but it's quality. Some people may try AG1 because they hear a podcaster talk about it. Or some of you may hear me talk about it today and go, I've heard about it, but I've never tried it. I'm gonna try it. That may get you to try it, but what has you drink it every day or do anything you love every day is because you feel benefit over time. No influencer makes you do something 3 months later, or 5 months later, or 5 years later. You do that because you decide it's what's right and best for you. And so that's like the next wave for us, is we're born out of the internet, and we've been accelerated by the creator economy and digital marketing. But I also want to give our customers a lot of credit. Just because that's how they hear about health and wellness, it's not why they adopt a habit for years. They're doing it because they're smart, because they have options and choices, and they decide it's right for them.
So I'm going to dig into this a little bit more. We actually have a team at NBCUniversal that really work with brands similar to yours that are scaling. So they're going from like this, born on the internet, D2C brands, and then kind of starting to kind of expand on their marketing and look to find new audiences, new customers. So thinking about kind of, word of mouth can get you so far, but like, how do you start to find these new customers who maybe haven't got the, they're not sat there listening to whatever fancy podcast, or like, but they need to know about this product. How do you find them?
It's so interesting. For those of us who subscribe online to brands or products or are, e-commerce junkies, there's a lot of people who aren't. Like, there are more people who aren't than are, and it's hard for me to fathom that, but that is the truth of retail and commerce. And so One, word of mouth may only get you so far, but it actually gets you very far. One of the fastest growing groups of customers at AG1 are the 60 and 70 plus community. And that is because their 30 and 40-year-old children are recommending AG1. And so our growth is getting these spurts from multi-generation family growth, or a 70-year-old fitness enthusiast who is an absolute badass, living long and strong, is recommending it to her 40-year-old daughter who has gut health issues. We're seeing this. And so we can go a long way with just that word of mouth. So that is a path I don't want to ignore, and I want to nurture and make it digitally easier to refer. Our referral program or our gifting program wasn't very good online a few years ago, so we're making investments to make it easier to just gift product as part of loyalty for people who've been with us for a long time. Then there is tapping into communities. So there are these communities who are AG1 enthusiasts that we have under-nurtured. The sailing community, the climbing community, the running community. If you think about these communities, they don't have a lot of space, so what they bring on their body is limited and deeply considered. Their body and their mind is their survival mechanism, and so gut health, nutrition, energy, and immunity really matter. And we have these gems of, they may be niche, they may not be enormous, but back to the Yeti playbook or other brands who have thoughtfully gone into niche communities and just been there for their people, it's time for us to go very, very deep in those communities. And even though they may be narrow in their TAM individually, like the number of people who sail or row oceans or who climb rocks and mountains may be smaller than, say, the Gen Pop mass audience, but the credibility that comes from being there with them and from them saying, this is something I choose, and us showing them the respect they deserve for the discernment they have for high quality products, that's another path to find customers where they are. And then just OG advertising. We are gonna see us start to take out full page ads and beautiful out-of-home creative, and getting back to just showing up when you walk through the amazing streets of New York or LA or Chicago or Austin or Atlanta, where I live, and being there to be thought-provoking around gut health and nutrition and quality that hopefully over time will lead people to a deeply considered journey to eventually decide to try AG1. And then when they find us, I hope they have an incredible experience.
That's smart. I mean, it's funny, we talk a lot about the importance of like advertising, but also tapping into fandoms, which I think is your point about these communities, when you can combine the two, at least a sort of amazing scale. But the other piece that I think is important in that is culture. And again, I work at a company that that's our bread and butter. But I always talk to advertisers that it's also important for you to harness culture. Now, sometimes that can, I talk about it as rocket fuel. It can either propel your brand or blow up in your face. But how does AG1 kind of harness kind of that sort of power of culture?
There's such a beautiful shift happening that it is cool and sexy and hot to be healthy, right? It's hot to be healthy, to make those decisions for yourself, to have your own boundaries, to decide to get outside every morning, to move your body, to choose nutrients and gut health over something that might not be as helpful. And that doesn't mean we don't have the freedom to live and play and indulge and have fun. We do, but when the odds are tipped in our favor by the choices we make, I want us to be a part of the conversation that makes that cool and that meets people wherever they are on that journey. We may be a premium brand, but we're not an exclusive brand. We are all at different places on our health journey, all of us. Whether it's the mental health journey, the physical health journey, the emotional health journey. So I'd love for AG1 to be that brand that people say, look, I know it's high quality for these reasons. Here are the third-party certifications. Here's the quality. Here's what the brand does. Here's their research, that growing body of research, and for that to not be a question. But I also want us to be a part of the self-love movement for people to love their journey they're on. Like, I want our customers, and for us to help people, whether they drink AG1 or not, to deeply love themselves. Like, I want you to love yourself so, so deeply, and all the imperfections and the journey that you're on, so much so that you decide you are worth investing in. I want our customers as a community to have that shared vibe, that shared feeling, like I'm worth investing in. And yes, maybe that means investing $3 a day in a daily health drink to start your day, but it also may mean going on that walk or doing that workout with your partner or inviting someone on a walking meeting instead of a sitting meeting. Like whatever it is, all those little decisions shape who we are as a society. And yes, they feed into longevity and health span and all of those long-term benefits, but it's also just about the quality of our lives today. So I want to be a part of that culture, and it's already happening. Like many of the companies here are already a part of enabling that, but I want us to be a supporter, an enabler, and a leader in that movement for self-love and daily decisions that are a foundation of a healthy lifestyle that underpin a healthier world.
So before the music plays to get us off on stage, I have one last question, and I'm a big believer in kind of like optimism. Like you should look to the future, not with the things that scare you, but the things that are like exciting you and pushing you forward. So what is the thing that you're most excited about for the road ahead?
The thing I'm most excited about is this movement I just mentioned. You know, being healthy no longer is this idea that you have to be a biohacker and on the fringe and know everything and have, there's so much more education available to help us step into our fullest selves with healthier choices, whole food first, being outside, get amazing sleep, be with community, certainly, and movement and exercise. And so I'm excited about that movement, and I'm super excited about the role that AG1 continues to play in raising the standard for simple, convenient, high-quality foundational nutrition. So I'm really proud. I'm chief fangirl, obviously, of the product. It's made a big difference for me as a mom of two, but I'm incredibly proud of the team of incredibly talented people we continue to bring into the brand that are going to make a product you're all proud of if you're a customer and that you're proud to recommend to people. So I'm proud of the movement, and I'm proud to be a part of it.
Kat Cole, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone.